those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.
Coming up on the Drumbeat, we take a look at the damage caused by last week's ice storm, plus how the Student Senate is trying to raise the minimum wage of student workers. The Drumbeat starts right now.
Broadcasting live from Studio 1108 in Jenkins Hall on the campus of Tyler Junior College. This is the Drumbeat, bringing you the latest from students like us.
Thank you for joining us today on the Drumbeat. I'm Santiago Nunez. During Student Senate's February 7th meeting, a resolution to raise the minimum wage from $7.25 to $11.25 for TJC student workers was passed unanimously by those in attendance. According to Student Life, the resolution will be sent to Faculty Senate in order to get its support. The resolution will also be sent to the Human Resources Department before TJC begins planning the budget for the upcoming year. The winter storm that battered the southern United States last week left TJC campus closed for 2 days. On Friday, February 3rd, student, faculty, and staff returned to see the physical damage the storm caused on campus. Downed trees and fallen limbs were scattered across the campus and the surrounding area. In addition to the physical damage caused by the storm, campus activities and classes were affected as well.
I was in my room. I had nowhere else to go but just stay in the dorms.
Crews are continuing to clear the fallen debris this week as classes and campus activities have resumed. TJC and the City of Tyler will be working together for Arbor Day on February 10th. A tree planting event was originally scheduled for February 3rd, but had to be rescheduled due to last week's ice storm. Volunteers will add 65 new trees to the TJC main campus and receive a free t-shirt and lunch. Registration for the event will begin at 10 a.m. on Jenkins Lawn, where students can pre-register on OrgSync. Tyler's monthly New Moon Market was held in downtown on Saturday. In attendance were several TJC students. Jude Ratcliffe tells us more.
The New Moon Market took place in downtown Tyler this weekend. Ran by Raina Castañeda, the market is a safe place for pagans, LGBTQ, and agnostic religions to trade jewelry, tarot readings, and other merchandise from their own personal stores.
Basically, New Moon Market is a really great place for people to really be themselves. And also, if you are creative, you can just sell stuff. Like, it's only $30 to get like a little fee. But yeah, it's a really great place to be, a beautiful community.
The market has functioned once a month since late 2021 and saw one of its biggest turnouts this weekend as participants were eager to enjoy the warm weather. TJ students attended the event, noting its appeal to alternative communities. Though it is not a TJC-endorsed event, the market has remained popular among participating students.
We were doing like a homework in my room, and I was just like, why are we still here? Why are we not there? What are we doing here? Just we instantly dropped what we were doing and said, nah, we are going there now.
The organizer, Raina Castañeda, also plans to open an outlaw market in the coming weeks, with plans to buy and sell banned books, indigenous books, and other books that are not found in public libraries. Reporting for the Drumbeat, I'm Jude Ratcliffe.
The next market is scheduled for March 25th, 12 to 4 on the square in Tyler. On this week's episode of Drumbeat on the Street, I asked TJC students what advice they would give to themselves from a year ago.
Good afternoon, my name is Santiago Nunez, and on this week's episode of Drumbeat on the Street, I will be asking TJC students what advice they would give themselves from a year ago.
If I could give myself some advice from a year ago, it'll probably be to not procrastinate and just get the work done and don't wait till the last minute. So you won't be so stressed out.
I would just say study harder, take the senior classes more serious, and I would say that's just about all.
I would probably say just be more open to opportunities, because this campus is filled with so many things that you can do, such as the BSM or going to the honors lounge and studying, or going to the library and just making friends. But I feel like being more sheltered is something that freshmen usually tend to do. But if I was a sophomore giving advice to a freshman, I'd say be more open, to more opportunities.
To have fun, make sure that you get your schoolwork done, and then just have fun. You live once.
Coming up after the break, Garrison Nichols interviews Alicia Day, a TJC college success coach.
And is this with the doctor or is this with the nurse practitioner? Fantastic. Dad, lunch. Got some soup for you.
You are loved.
Oh, you. Look at those freckles.
This was very much.
You are valued. You are strong. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome to the Drumbeat. I'm Garrison Nichols. I would like to welcome Alicia Day, a TJC College Success Coach here on campus. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So what is the main difference between a college success coach and just a campus coach at TJC?
Sure. A full-time college success coach can work one-on-one with the student for any period of time while that student's enrolled at TJC. If the student would like to develop an action plan to schedule appointments to meet consistently with me, they can do that throughout the semester, throughout the academic year. As long as they need help, I'm here to help them. And we can work on goal planning, time management strategies, study strategies, really anything. We're there to be kind of to bridge the gap for students and fill in gaps where they may not be able to get help elsewhere. We can talk to students about the transfer process, things like that. It's really geared to each student. It's case by case. But we are there as a consistent source of help for students. A campus coach, they are TJC employees who volunteer their time to meet with students. They're only required to meet with the student once. If they form an organic relationship with the student and would like to continue meeting to help that student achieve academic success, that's great. But they're just there to kind of have a for fun relationship, let that student maybe pick their brain about their degree field or the universities they're interested in. But the full-time coaches are the ones who are providing specific one-on-one accountability and support.
Okay, very good. Let's see. So to what degree have you seen college success coaching have an impact on TJC and its students?
So it's relatively new to the campus, college success coaching. We're in our second year. I think the thing I see the most often is students, when they meet with a coach, campus coach or full-time coach, they seem to get a sense of ownership back in terms of their own academic success. When they define their own goals and their own dreams and their own vision, there's a sense of relief that you see come over them. So again, each student's different, and I've seen each student move forward in their pursuit of academic success. But I think the change that is most consistent and most helpful in that pursuit is when they realize their decisions and their choices are what will propel them forward.
Okay, that's good. So how can college success coaching help students hurdle? Actually, let me go back here real quick. What are some of the challenges students might face that can get in the way of college success?
Sure. The leap between high school and college is pretty drastic. So especially for first-time in college students, learning to live autonomously while also experiencing the increase in academic rigor comes as a culture shock. So just having someone in your court to provide that encouragement, that sense of stability, that direction to help you navigate those changes and that culture shock is super helpful. But we often help students solidify time management strategies, again, study strategies, test-taking tips, note-taking tips. We try to identify the consistent maybe struggle or issue that student's facing and develop an action plan for that struggle and then move forward.
Wow, that's really good. So I guess that helps cover how college students can help get over those hurdles. Do you know what problems, or rather, I guess I should say solutions, what are the solutions do you think could help students encounter those problems, I guess, if you could think.
Like specific solutions or broadly speaking?
Broadly speaking, yeah, right.
I think once the student identifies what the struggle is, then they can take those steps to modify, maybe change habits, alter habits, try new things they've never tried before. Sometimes just coming in and talking to a coach, again, once they have that kind of self-awareness and that vision cast for themselves, it's all it takes to get the rest of the gears going. But really looking at what's the struggle right in front of them, what needs to be modified, adjusted, changed. Maybe there's some knowledge that they're lacking, especially in the college transfer process. Maybe they're not aware of the courses that they need to take for certain majors or what kind of university options they have out there, what degree options that they have. And so sometimes just giving them more knowledge and more information can be helpful as well.
That's a really good point. And so if a student is unsure about their own college success, what do you think can help motivate them to reach out to a college success coach? Or if they want to make that a connection to a campus coach, what would that look like?
Okay. If they go to tjc.edu/success, we have 2 boxes on our webpage, and one is for full-time coaches, and it says schedule an appointment, and they can schedule an appointment for whenever is convenient for them. It's usually a 45-minute meeting initially, and then whenever they schedule after that, it's typically a little bit shorter meeting time. The other option on the webpage says campus coach, and it says that they can request a campus coach. If they select that option, they're asked to fill out a form and write down things like what is their university of interest, what's their major, what are some of their interests or hobbies, and then we take their form, compare it to the volunteers that we currently have as campus coaches, and try to match them based on some similarities so that when we introduce them via email and they meet in person, they already have some common ground that they can talk about. And then that student can pick that campus coach's brain and kind of ask questions that might relate to their field of interest.
I know you mentioned a lot earlier, especially about meeting face-to-face. What other alternatives can students reach out with these coaches?
For the full-time coaching appointments, if they schedule an appointment online, there is an option when they pick the time and day of their appointment. It asks them if they're able to meet in person, and if not, if they can meet by phone. That's typically what I have seen. I have most students come in and meet with me face-to-face. I occasionally will have students who wish to talk on the phone or are not studying on location here in Tyler, and so I'll talk with them on the phone. We can do Zoom conferencing if that's what they need, and the same with campus coaches. The campus coach will reach out to them once they're paired via email and figure out would that student like to meet in person, via Zoom, or via phone call.
Okay. I guess, is there anything you want to add or any additional information, perhaps, I guess,
Sure.
get out?
Yeah, we exist on the campus to maximize the student experience. We really try to increase the connection points between TJC campus and students. We want the culture of TJC to be a connected one, and we want to give students as many familiar faces to wave to on campus, or to know that they can go to these people and ask for help, full-time coach or campus coach. We currently have about 180 students paired for this academic year with our campus coaches, and we have 70 plus campus coaches that are volunteering their time right now. And the coaches love working with students, so if the students are interested in getting to know someone who has been in their field of interest or is maybe a professor in that degree field, these coaches are ready to answer questions and get to know students. So
Sure. That's really good. I just want to thank you. Appreciate it.
sure, thank you.
So coming up after the break, an interview with Rex Beard of the TJC STEM Club.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzz warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. I'm here with Rex Beard, the media representative for the STEM Club, a student club that focuses on the benefits of science, technology, engineering, and math. Welcome.
Good to be here.
All right. So firstly, what is STEM Club and what does it offer for TJC students?
What STEM Club is, like you said, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We have different speakers come to different events and speak about how to get more involved in there. We had a gentleman come who worked for petroleum engineering, and he came up and spoke with us about that, which is the field I'm thinking of going into. We've had several representatives come in over time to do that. We've also branched out and create spark clubs that can help with that. For example, we have Apache Arrows, which is a more aeronautical themed. The students who are going through that are able to take flying lessons, are able to move forward to get their pilot's license. We also have the robotics team, which I helped found and was president of. What we did is we went and competed at different events, and it was the first one we ever had, and we actually got to come back and present to the school. And then we also, something that we're going to do, I'm paying out of pocket to start the STEM Club Honor Society, which anybody can be a part of, any student. You only have to have a 3.0 in STEM classes. If you fail English, we don't care.
I got you. I like the fact that starting up these clubs, and I see that there's these real world applications of STEM Club. I really like that. I appreciate that.
It's really useful, and it helps you learn things in different groups. Like the robotics team, we were able to learn. I'm 30 years old. I went in the Marines first, and I got 3 degrees in stuff that don't have to do with engineering, chemistry, biochems, things like that. They were not useful for programming stuff, but I have experience in other fields. Each of the members are able to teach each other what they are able to benefit from. One helped with programming, one helped with the actual physics. I didn't know what a linear actuator was. And he was able to explain and show me how to do things. And I was able to show them more on the presentation and speaking side.
It's good. A lot of team collaboration. I like them. So I guess, what past or recent events do you think most influenced STEM Club in the way it is now?
Well, last year we had International Day in 2022. We generally have other events, past or recent. Recent events, meaning future?
In the future it could influence, or in the past, maybe that you've seen basically shaping the way it is now.
Okay. We had individuals go to, for example, the first time we did the robotics team, we went up to Louisville, Kentucky to present. There were 3 of us that went up there, and we were able to get so many job opportunities up there. They offered us, there's internships and things called co-op. They offered us both for Toyota, Nestle Purina, and for GE Appliances, which is up there. They had a major person from each of the companies, and they were offering us jobs that would pay like $1,000 a week, where they pay 100% for food, and they pay 100% for travel. They pay 100% for your home. You just get $1,000 or $1,000 to $2,000 a week, and that's just great money. They presented that. That helped change things. We're hoping to get more involved next year. And one of our professors became on the board of APME. We have the students who are going to, since it started last semester, we have one female student who is already going to get her pilot's license and a male student who's ready to take the individual flight lessons. And then we had things like Darwin Day, which we have coming up. It helped explain what the purposes of different things are. And then we had Pi Day, where we got to have fun with pies.
Nice.
March 14th, 3.14.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that opportunity, especially for career, that opening, that people can take the opportunity and really hit those big names in the industry, and get that kind of experience. I think that's really awesome.
One of the biggest things we actually had was last year we were the sponsor of Dr. Scott Acton coming up here with the James Webb Space Telescope. He had the entire presentation in which he went through what type of mathematical that college students couldn't really understand, but they were able to go through it and explain everything that happens. He was also gave out information on how to help become one of those astrological engineers and space engineers, basically. They were able to go through those purposes and what would help you. Another thing we're going to is a math MAA conference coming up. Since we're going to that, that's something that will help students in mathematical. We're going up there.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I guess that helps kind of cover and lead us into the next question of Darwin Day. So can you tell more about Darwin Day?
Darwin Day. When you think of Charles Darwin, what's the first thing you think of?
Evolution.
Evolution and selective, the ones who are going to survive. Sure. So what we have there is we have a Dr. of Paleology, Dr. Daryl Reuter he's a chair of anthropology at Texas A&M. He's going to discuss things such as he discovered a new hominin species in Africa in 2010 and 2015. So he's able to show what the evolutions are to create into the Homo genus of it. He's going to go through that, and we're also going to have explanations of the importance of science and other events, not just evolution. And then that's mostly the general idea of what Darwin Day is.
Okay, thank you. Right. Let's see. Do you have anything, I guess, specific planned for Darwin Day yourself? How are you involved in Darwin Day?
That Darwin Day is tomorrow, by the way. It's tomorrow from 10 to 2 o'clock. Or, yes, 10 to 2 o'clock. What it's going to be, you might see me in a costume of like Charles Darwin or something. I might go a little overboard. That's what I tend to do. We might have one or two others, but people in general it's possible you'll see there. I have to go to a VA appointment in the morning, so I won't be there at the beginning, but I'll be there mid. Also, you get free lunch. That's a big benefit to anybody. And a lot of professors will offer you bonus points for going to an event such as this. So even if you just go for the event or you just go for the food, it's a great thing to show up for. And we're probably going to have candy.
That sounds like a good opportunity. Nice. So with your background or your major, how has the STEM club helped you in pursuing that?
Like I spoke earlier about the robotics club, I was able to learn new information, to be able to go over to Louisville, Kentucky in the TJC's first ever robotics team. We were able to present this. We've already got ideas for the next semester, and we're able to present it. We were the very first and the founding members of it. We also, my background, I was in the Marine Corps. I was an aircraft mechanic on C-130s, which are big freaking aircrafts. Yeah. What I did there is, since I worked on airplanes, I've got a little experience in that manner. I don't necessarily trust planes because of it, but that's just a point on me. I was still, my granddad died in a helicopter crash. He was a pilot. So, but it was way before I ever met him. And then what else? The STEM club has offered, for example, I didn't know things in the STEM club that we're going to appreciate to my career. For example, I've been in STEM club for a little over a year. But I was unable to go to the meetings. But because I was unable to go to the meetings, I was still considered a member of STEM Club. I only had to pay the $10 fee and move into that. And what I was able to do was get information about what was going to happen. You'll be added on the email list, and different things will be provided for you, such as that. I actually just started going to meetings this semester because this is the first time I've ever had free time. So when I met you at International Day and I was recruiting, one of the big things I said is I've been a member for over a year, and I was just able to start going to meetings and stuff and being actively involved. But I was still able to participate in a lot of events and stuff because I had the ability and had the time to be able to go to them. And those things I was able to go to, but I wasn't able to go to that. So even students that aren't able to go to it or have majors outside of science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, they're still able to be a part of STEM Club. And you're able to get great employer experience and things from it. Like we were explained the better things to put on a resume to get hired, to get internships, to get co-ops, to get accepted in other colleges. One of the things that we were recommended was, I'm a veteran, but they explained to the other students that, and women, they said, for example, since I'm in engineering, women and veterans are very recruited heavily because they're needed, because they want to have more lower represented classes in them. So minorities as well.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier, about how you being in it and not being involved until a year later. For a student that wants to also be involved, what would that look like? How would they be able to sign up and attend those meetings? What is needed, I guess you could say?
One of the big things is when you go to any of the poster boards, an example, a Genco building or any of the science or the Pirtle buildings, they will have one of these sign-up sheets up there. It won't have this little thing. I just added that for fun. But this will have QR codes to scan. One of them, the first one, says join the email list. That is all that is required to be able to put that you are in STEM Club. One of the big things, there's also the group me and such on there to be able to keep in contact with people. And the Facebook, which some kids are too old for, but I hate Twitter. I love Facebook. But anyways, they're able to do that. Another thing is when I start this National STEM Honor Society, anybody that's in it from the very first of it gets to put on future resumes, they are a founder, which means that will look amazing on future resumes. And the people I'm going to first for that are those in the STEM Club, those at least on the email list, because they will be help being allowed and they will be a founding member of it. If they have experience writing Constitution or bylaws, they can have a position. It'll help, and there are no fees for that. For STEM Club, there is $10.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all I have for you today. I just want to thank you for joining me in the questions. So coming up after the break is an in-depth exploration of the TJC Wi-Fi changes.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. Here's one last story.
The TJC campus now has a new Wi-Fi network. According to the campus's chief information officer, Christy Cellular, the change was made in an effort to increase security on company devices.
Basically, TJC Secure is for company-owned devices and also for faculty, staff, and students that have A numbers. So basically, they log in, it recognizes their A number, and it puts them in the correct container for the right permissions.
Concerns have been raised nationwide about cybersecurity with the social media application TikTok at the center. College campuses, such as UT Austin, have begun to shut down access to TikTok due to the recent directive set by Governor Abbott barring access to TikTok on government-issued devices.
Now, we have not received the governor mandate yet or any direction from, any other state agency to go ahead and put it on the student network yet. We're not going to make a move on that until we receive that.
TJC students will still have access to TikTok on personal networks and devices, and will not be barred access until the campus receives official notice to do otherwise.
Thank you for joining us today for the Drumbeat. Remember, you can always find the latest news at thedrumbeat.com, and we'll see you on our next broadcast on February 22nd.